I'm back. Thank goodness, it's been so long since I've last made videos. It actually feels kind of strange sitting here talking to my camera again. So for today's video, I'm actually going to talk about something very personal. I'm excited to film this as I've been wanting to film it for so long, but it's just been difficult to kind of get back into a normal routine now that I'm finished university. For those of you who don't know, I am very passionate about psychology and all things psychology related. I also just completed a master's in psychology, so I really wanted to create some videos kind of psychology related for my channel. So I know that a lot of YouTubers have come out lately and talked about a lot of things that they have suffered with, whether it be depression or anxiety or various other issues. So I've been feeling very inspired to talk about my issues. And actually, talking to my camera is a kind of means of therapy for me because it makes me feel better, so why not talk about the actual issue? I have come to the realization that a lot of people, including myself, will go through a difficult time experiencing anxiety or post-grad depression or crisis. There isn't a technical name for it, but it's basically the feeling, that slum feeling that you feel once you graduate university or college. And you just kind of don't know what to do with your life after that. So I'm going to talk about my experience with it to hopefully help you guys realize that you know that you're not the only one out there dealing with it. No worries. And just to share some advice with you to hopefully help you get through it too. So firstly, I'm going to define what anxiety actually is. Basically, anxiety is an excessive amount of worrying and stress, and a lot of the times the actual cause of these symptoms are unknown. I find that during both my bachelor's and master's degree, I became quite anxious, and I find that my body was, I guess, not taking it in, especially before deadlines. I found myself getting so stressed out and I just wasn't feeling well at all. Especially during my master's, I found that I experienced a lot of anxiety and panic attacks. And then as a result, I did display depressed symptoms. Then after that, during the time where I actually had to complete my thesis towards the end of the semester, my anxiety was really bad. I got so stressed out that I got to the point where I didn't even want to look at a book, not a single word. The thought of it actually made me really emotional, so I just couldn't do any work. It was so frustrating because I couldn't actually explain to someone, I couldn't even explain to myself how I was feeling. And to be honest, why was I feeling that way? I don't think that people actually understand what it's like to experience such an anxiety attack when you're not in that situation yourself. I just had such a mental block, and it was upsetting me even more that I couldn't even explain why. This may sound completely dramatic to some of you, but when you're in that state of mind, you really don't see a way out. Like, there is no light at the end of the tunnel. Thankfully, I had a great support system. I had people around me telling me, I can do this. I can finish this essay and I will get through this. So after this dark period, I completed that thesis and I completed my master's. I got through that stage of my life, and to be honest, I couldn't be more prouder of myself today. However, then I entered the next stage of my life, a stage completely alien to me. Basically, my life up until this point had been kind of part of a routine for like 19 years. I would say go to school, you know, any weekends off. There's this routine and I know exactly where I'm going and what I'm working towards. Once you finish school, it's like a completely different world. You do not know what you're getting yourself into. And that scares me because up until this point, I have had an organized thought for every single day. I knew I had a goal and I knew what I needed to work towards. I want to control every aspect of my life and I want to plan everything out so meticulously. When I do not have control of my life, that is when my anxiety will kick in. So after I completed my master's, that's when it kicked in. What is the next step of my life? What on earth am I doing with my life? And to be honest, this kind of came as a bit of a shock to me because I had everything planned out in my life. And up until this point, everything had, I suppose, worked out in a way. But when you came out of that situation, there are just so many things that you cannot control. Okay, so after this, I moved back home to Ireland after living in the UK for 4 years. And I kind of just felt like everything in my life was not going to plan, as I just didn't know what was next for me. And to be honest, I just felt unmotivated to do anything. I was even feeling too down to create YouTube videos. So currently I am trying to figure out what to do with my life. But I have learned not to stress and not to panic. And just not to be scared. Fear is what hinders a person the most. So to get over these things, you just have to really not be scared. And believe me, I know that this is a very difficult task. But sometimes you have to throw yourself into situations where you don't feel comfortable. And you know what? Sometimes things just fall into place. I am a firm believer that positive energy brings positive things. That's why I try to keep myself as positive as I can be. So if you're feeling that post-grad slump, my advice to you is not to be scared or anxious. Just try and tell yourself that you need to try new things and new experiences and just put yourself out there. And you have to get your motivation back. Remember, you are the only person that can take yourself out of this situation. Apply to a bunch of places. Try a new job, something you would have never imagined yourself being in. Just put yourself out there, and honestly, you will never know what opportunity will arise. I am still going through a lot of these experiences myself. It is not easy, but I am here with you along with a lot of other people. So just remember, you are not alone in this. So leave your comments below of maybe how you're feeling right now, and you know, maybe we could help each other. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed creating it and just talking about an area that I am really passionate about. Also, as always, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. If you have any requests for future psychology related videos, then leave them down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!